Okay, so I'm gonna make a video on the reason I have my shirt off is because I'm making a video on the discussion of this skin problem that I'm having on my skin. I talked about that it's on my arms. I made it a camera so that I could point out. I shaved all the hair off my body, so that I could be able to hopefully show this on camera a little bit better. But my forearms are pretty much just fine, nice and tan skin. But as soon as it gets to about right here, the skin, it's real bad. Now my back is covered. Now, when I was a kid, it only got worse, and it has been getting worse as I'm getting older. I feel like it's been getting worse over the last maybe 10 years, but it's always been getting worse. And now, before, when I was 20 years old and I was 19 years old, I didn't have this same problem showing up on my sides here. It didn't show up here very at all. This used to be smooth skin, very good, just like this upper torso skin. Now, it seems to have been spreading. I don't know if you can see that really well on camera. I don't know what causes this. I'm gonna get a, well, hold on, I'm gonna get a, went to get a light, so hopefully this be able to see this a little bit better. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, you can see that. You see how I have all these little dots? It's spreading toward my back. From my back, getting more sort of closing in more on my chest and stomach. This was not showing up prior. I don't know why. My chest is also indicating that there's more of this stuff that's spreading. I don't know what to do. Honestly, I would have gone to the doctor a long time ago to try to take care of this. I had a lot of money and comfort, but since there's so many things that are going on in my life, I can't tell you the stress, the depression, spitting on me, trash, the threats. It's so hard for me to go to a doctor and like see what skin disease this is, what causes this, how can I treat it, or how I can take care of myself, and they won't let me. So I'm doing the best that I can by so much of the time eating at Subway or eating healthy whenever I could, and that's the best I can do, and that's just what happened. And so, and my back was not as bad as it was when I was 19 or 18 years old, but it is worse. I don't know if it was because I was working out, it was less worse, but it is bad. Now, Frankie noticed this when I went swimming. This arm stuff didn't get worse as I didn't get into my teens as well. It started to get worse over time. Now, if you look real closely on my back, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that really well on camera. But my back is covered in this, like, I don't know what it is, but it looks like it's like how you have like a pore, a hair in the pore. It seems like some of this stuff isn't that. Some of it is, but I seem to scar really bad. But anyway, it seems to be these little bumps, it's like these little bumps everywhere. And my biceps used to be really clean, smooth. It's not on there. It's spreading closer to this. If you look real closely, it started to get worse. Like you'll see maybe one here, but it's getting worse. Before I didn't have this on my bicep, on this half the bicep, but it seems to be kind of wrapping itself and spreading. This has been the worst part of it. Is if you can see my back, I don't know if you can see, it looks real nasty, looks real bad. it looks like a skin disease. It's real bad. You see all this, it was not this bad. But what happened was it spread down to more of my butt cheeks as well. And none of this was here. It used to be real smooth. You see how it kind of looks fairly smooth, healthy skin up here toward this belly part. But none of this was here prior. This is real bad. You see how all this stuff is showing up? All this stuff here all this was not here before. All this was not here before. And the skin disease seems to be just kind of doing that and spreading. My back is permanent. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to get my back tattooed, all of it, because I couldn't get rid of the scars. The scars are so, like, I used to go swimming and take off my shirt, and a lot of people, Richard Murphy, a lot of people would tell me, "Dang, what's all that stuff on your back?" People would say, but I don't know why. But I told him it was on my arms. Now, I had a conversation with Anthony Basili, and I talked about I went to Rosemead Pool many years ago with Nick Herrera. Nick Herrera and Anthony. Nick jumped in the pool, and me and Anthony were getting a tan. We were just chilling, and I don't ever do this, but for some reason I just sat there just to talk to Anthony. And when I was talking to Anthony at Rosemead Pool, he told me, and he said he had the same thing, and he picked up his arm, and he had this same thing. All these little, like, granos or whatever. And my mother noticed this when I was younger as well. This is the same thing that my deceased sister, who I talked about, had Down syndrome. She died many years. She had this same thing on her arms. And I remember this. So I wanted to say that whenever I was with Anthony, he showed me, but his wasn't nearly as, it was pretty close to as bad as I was, but he just had it on his arms. And it was the same thing. He told me that his wife, or his girlfriend, the same girlfriend, wife that he still has to this day or whatever, said that she was going to become a dermatologist, going to school to do that, and really into fitness, and said that it's the skin that is not exfoliating, and what happens is it crunches into, it kind of coils up into a hard little rock. And in order to get rid of it, you have to get like a special really hard sponge, like a rock sponge, or like and you have to scrub really hard, because it'll clean the surface of the skin and actually because it's not exfoliating the dead skin cells very well. And that's why. And he had it on his arms, but I tried that several times. It did not work. I don't know what it was. I tried steroid cream. Frankie used to put steroid cream on my back with a toothpick, and he would help me because I didn't know how to get rid of it. It was all over my back. He was like, holy shit. Tried that for a while, didn't help. I don't know what causes it. I don't know what it is. How can I get rid of it? Or how can I make it healthy? I honestly believe that the skin is damaged permanently, without a doubt. I mean, you can also see my stretch mark, because I got stretch marks as a chemotherapy. The chemotherapy, when I got placed on steroids, when I was in the hospital, like a couple of days before I went on steroids, my body just literally gained like 25 pounds in a matter of like 3 days. Trying to make me pass gas. And when I went through chemotherapy, my skin stretched. Still to this very day, I got stretch marks on my legs here. I'm not kidding you, I swear to God, this is the damages and disfigurement that the chemotherapy, they gave me too many steroids, and it stretched my skin. And it stretched the skin here on my thighs, and it's not on my penis or testicles, but it's on the sides here. You can see the stretch marks. I didn't have these stretch marks before. If you can see, you see these lines? Those are stretch marks. Do you see those stretch marks? You can see them pretty well on camera. See those little bumps there? But do you see how? You see these are stretch marks. You see all this right here, all that is stretch marks. All this is stretch marks. So much of it you can see. See all that? I can actually feel it where the skin is stretched. It feels indented. You can feel it. It's indented, the skin. I also have a tremendous amount of stretch marks on my buttocks, on the ass cheeks. And I think that's pretty much it, of the stretch marks, and a little bit, I think, here on the chest that I didn't have before. Yeah, there you go. See? You see all these? You see how the skin stretches? You see how it looks real nasty? How it stretches? That is because the skin, it's not the same thing as an obese person. An obese person, when they stretch their skin in a slow, elongated way. When you gain a lot of weight really, really fast, what happens is the skin doesn't have time to stretch and grow along with it, and then you get these caves. You get these indentions that you can feel where it makes an indention where the skin stretches, and it's actually, you can see where the skin stretched and tore apart because I grew too fast and the skin stretched. So in this particular video, I wanted just to share this, that I don't know what's causing this. I've had this since for a long time, but it's only been getting worse and spreading. It's now starting to get to my stomach. It's going from here, my stomach here, and now in these spots here. This was not here before. These little dots, and these. It seems to be not just the hair. There's something wrong with underneath the skin. There seems to be something that's causing like the scarring, like the dark pigmentation of the little skin. Sometimes it is hairs, because so many of the times one second. So many of the times of my life, throughout the last 15, 20 years, what I did is I would get tweezers and I would pluck out hair. And when I would pluck out hair out of these little dark spots, a lot of the times it looked like there was something wrong with the pore hole where the pore was. Where the pore actually grows a hair follicle, there seems to be something wrong, where I don't know if it's an overgrowth of some sort of skin cell and it doesn't be able to accumulate, but I think that could be related to it. I have no idea. Figured I'd make a video on this. This was not here before, and it's spreading. This used to be like smooth skin, as you can see, kind of like there. It's not like that all right here anymore. Like you can see the stretch marks. All was on my armpit. You see that? All those stretch marks. You see how I pull the skin and it just. Same thing on this side. See how the skin is. See what causes that? That was because when I took the steroids, I grew too fast and the skin stretched. So I'm not gonna pull my pants down on camera. So I have them on my butt cheeks as well. That's pretty bad. And a lot of these dots, a lot of these like skin problem. It's not quite acne. It's not like a pimple, because whenever I pop it, it seems to be only blood or hair that I pluck out, or like a little rock. It isn't infected. Sometimes there is a little bit of pus in some of them, where I squeeze and it's like a watery, where before it turns into pus. But it causes a lot of irritation at times, because the skin doesn't seem to be growing very well. But I tried eating avocado I know avocado is supposed to be something that you're supposed to eat. It's supposed to help your hair and skin. It's very good for healthy for your skin. I don't know very much about nutrition, about health, keeping the skin healthy. So I wanted to make a video about this. There was someone when I was in Barre, Vermont, that said something about my skin and taunted me about it, made a prejudiced comment about it when I was walking in behind me. and they had a clipboard or something as they were walking with some other person, and they said, yeah, it's because you have bad skin, and they were laughing. So I can't help it, but some of the skin, I don't know what the fuck it called. I don't know what it is. I tried taking showers after showers. I tried using different types of um, shampoo, body wash to try to, maybe make the health clean and healthy, just like this, nice and skin and healthy. But I can't. I don't know what I tried different types of. I tried Dove. I tried Suave. It doesn't matter what, and I'm pretty sure it probably has to do something with probably some pharmacy medication. And I don't think there's nothing, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't think there's nothing to fix it. It's ever going to make my skin nice and healthy and smooth. I don't know what causes it. It could be a skin disease that I was just born with. I don't know, but it's been getting worse. That I do know. It's getting worse, and it's spreading to this area. It's very disfiguring because when I go swimming, it's very like, I just don't like people. Didn't bother me before because it wasn't so bad, but because I was built and whatnot. But at least the built, but it's very disfiguring, when I go swimming. Or when I have to take off my shirt, it's just a pretty big embarrassment. Sometimes there's pus and it gets infected. You can feel like there's something underneath it. Sometimes there isn't actually anything that grows underneath. It's like something happened to the skin and there was a pimple there, but there was nothing ever there to begin with. It's like these little scar patches. And all these things, I don't know what it is. Most of them looks like it's a hair that's growing underneath that isn't growing correctly, or it's a hair that seems to be something wrong. Like sometimes the hair will grow fine, but there's something underneath the pore that's causing it. I tried Panoxy, I tried Oxypads and putting on my skin. I don't know what it is, but it's been getting worse. I don't know what's causing it to get worse. I don't know if it's whatever it is, it's not a good thing if it's getting worse, that's for sure.